If you're looking to upgrade the stereo in your Volkswagen, there are so many different options out there. And in this series, we're going to look at some different options that you have, from the absolute cheapest on AliExpress right the way up to some high-end AI-powered stereos. ATOTO have sent us out their S8MS Floating Headunit to fit into the Volkswagen Transporter behind us. So we're going to have a look at what's in the box, how we install it, and then we're going to have a look at the features and see how this compares to some of the other stereos in this series. To start with, we've got to take the stereo out. So we pop this tray off, we take the two screws out the top here, and then we unscrew the stereo, pop it out, unclip it, and we're done. The S8 is a single DIN head unit. So to fit this into a Volkswagen, you need to use a fascia adapter. These are quite cheap. You can pick them up on Amazon. There's a link in the description. And the problem you'll see is we've got the double DIN fascia adapter, but it's a single DIN head unit. So we've got a hole here. Well, in the box, you get this double DIN pocket here. So this should fill in the gap to convert a double DIN hole into a single DIN with a pocket. But the problem you can see is this isn't actually a single DIN size. So when you put it in, you've got holes either top or bottom. And the idea is that it comes with some brackets that you screw to the side and that push it against the back here. And using this Volkswagen fascia adapter, you can't actually use that and screw it in. So instead, what I've done is I've bought this Volkswagen fascia adapter that also comes with a DIN-sized pocket. So this goes into the fascia adapter, slide that in the bottom. It's got a couple of clips. There we go. And then we've got a perfect single DIN slot that we can then slide the S8 all the way into. And there we go. With this aftermarket adapter, we've got no unsightly gaps. And yeah, that's ready to fit into our Volkswagen. There are some more things to consider when you're fitting this to a Volkswagen. One of them being that the antenna is a traditional antenna style fitting, and the Volkswagen has that sort of newer style plug on it. So it's meant that we've had to buy this adapter lead again off of Amazon. This was about £8 to then go into the back of the S8, and then we can plug the Volkswagen antenna connector straight onto the end there. And the other thing is that the Volkswagen has a plug that kind of connects into that. So it's meant that what we've had to do is buy another adapter off of Amazon to plug into the back of the S8's loom, and then that will plug into the car, and then that goes into the wiring loom that came with the S8, and then we can plug that into the S8. So there's a bit of adaptation needed to get this to fit, but let's hope once it's in, it's all worth it. As well as the antenna adapter, there are a couple more things that we need to plug into the back to get this ready to install. So we've got a pair of USB sockets, so we just connect those into the back there. Comes with a number of these. We're going to use this wiring harness on here. And then you've also got the RCAs here as well. So you've got a whole host here. Notably, you've got the option for a front and rear camera, as well as video input. And then you've got sort of the typical stereo amplifier RCA outputs. And then you've got your GPS and your phone antenna, because you can connect a SIM card into this to use it as a connected device with a data SIM if you wanted to. So again, you've got plenty of wire there to stick this up on your dashboard or in your windscreen and disappear the wires. You then also have the option for an external microphone. The device has already got microphones built in, but if you want a dedicated mic to go on your A-pillar, you've got one in the box. Then what we need to do is connect our wiring harness that we got off of Amazon. So we're going to connect that into here, and we're going to connect that into there. Now at this point, if you wanted to fit a switched live, you could. You'd just take out the red wire here, and you would then connect that into a switch live that you can run from your fuse box or from your cigarette lighter is another common option that people take power from. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to install it as it comes. All right, to start with, to give us the extra room, we're going to connect the antenna adapter into there. We're going to connect this rather large wiring harness And that's going to go that way around. There we go. And then with all of that in, we can fit the fascia adapter and stick these out the holes. And then we screw the fascia adapter into the dash, into the original stereo mounting points. With the fascia back in the dash, you can see that is all good to go. And it really now looks like just a typical car stereo install, because we've kind of taken care of the custom factory bit. And now we literally just need to install the stereo in the hole. At this stage, what we should do is fit the security cage in here, bend the tabs, and then we're good to go. And that will also hold it in place. So you need to take that cage off of the stereo, slide it into the hole, bend the little metal tabs that you can see there. So it locks into the fascia adapter that we've put in, and then you're nice and secure. For the purpose of this test, I'm not going to do that. Instead, we're just going to fit the harnesses that we need in here. And then because Volkswagen Transporters don't have a switched live, and we haven't installed one, you can see that the unit just fires straight up. Let's talk about the specs. This has got a 10-inch QLED display, which is why it looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know if the camera is going to do it justice, but in person it's really bright, it's really clear, and from all angles as well. Yeah, it looks really good. Processing and memory, the ATOTO S8 is a real powerhouse. It's packing an 8-core processor, 4 GB of RAM, and 64 GB of storage. So you don't need to worry about this thing slowing down as you fill it up with apps. And there we go. The ATOTO S8MS is installed and turned on. So let's have a look at the features. I'm to start with just taking this beautiful 10.1 inch QLED screen. It's got 9-way adjustments, so you can find the perfect viewing angle. We've got a couple of things that we want to set up straight away. So you can see that we have Car BitLink and CarLink 2.0, and these are two very different things. So when you first want to connect to Apple CarPlay, you need to go to Bluetooth, and then you go to this option here. So paired devices, you can see we've got my phone there. Now this is super important. With this on, CP or AA is automatically launched after Bluetooth connection. CP is CarPlay, AA is Android Auto. So with that turned off, it won't automatically go into CarPlay. As far as the features go, you've got your Bluetooth menu here. So you've got phone, you've got Bluetooth music, you've got your paired devices, and then you've got your settings as well. This runs an Android operating system. So if you've got an Android phone or an Android tablet, this should be pretty familiar to you. If you use an iPhone, then it might take a little bit of getting used to, but it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. So you can see here, we've got CarLink 2.0 pinned to this screen. We've also got BT Music. So again, that will go to our Bluetooth music. So if you've got music on your device, you can check it out there. We've got CarLink 2.0, which goes into our CarPlay. Let's be honest, that's where a lot of the time I'm going to use it. We press back to go back to the car there. And then you can see that we've got Google Maps navigation. If you use the SIM card to make this a connected device, you'll have real-time Google Maps. But again, I'm not going to spend £20 a month on an unlimited data SIM for my car. So instead, yeah, you guessed it, I'm just going to use Maps in CarPlay. There's a USB socket behind the screen here, which is really nice. And so you can plug a lead into there, and that will allow us to use the Car BitLink. This basically gives you screen mirroring, which I don't really get. When I look at this, we can put the phone up there, which is nice, it's out the way, but it's screen mirroring. It isn't touchscreen. No, it literally just shows what's on your phone. And it's in this tiny little display. Instead of using the whole beautiful 10.1 inch screen, you've got this tiny little letterbox in the middle. So again, I don't really know why this is a thing. If we go here on the phone, we can go Google Maps. Bearing in mind, that's a free app. If I click on Google Maps, now this relies on me having a signal on my phone, and inside the workshop I don't, but I'll give you the gist of it. On here, this interface lets you use Google Maps, Spotify, and their own navigation system, which I'm not really sure what it is, because it's £2.99 a month. So I don't get why I'd pay £2.99 a month to use this weird interface that's a third or a quarter of this screen. And it's a lovely screen when I can just come out of here and just go straight into Apple CarPlay. And then I can use Google Maps for free. If I'm missing something, let me know in the comments. I don't really see how that is a feature. Yeah, just, I don't get it. Then on here, obviously we've got the radio app. You've got RDS, so it's got auto find, it'll stay tuned in. This also has a pre-installed DAB app. To use this, you're gonna need a USB DAB adapter. It doesn't come with it, but these are available for about £20–25 online. As you can see, you've got the antenna here that sticks to the top corner of your windscreen. You've got plenty of cable, and then you can connect this to the USB sockets in the back of the head unit so that you can have this all tucked away nice and neatly. And with the antenna connected, we press the search icon and then it tunes in and we get a whole list of different DAB stations we can listen to. And then when you found something you want to listen to, you want it to sound as good as it can, right? Well, the good news is this has got a 36 band EQ. So it means you can adjust the sound field, you can set the audio to be preferential for the driver. It's got a whole host of other features. It will adjust the volume as you speed up and reduce it as you slow down to give you a nice constant sound. But also it just means you can really tailor the sound to how you want it. Now you can either use the sort of default settings, or you can have a play and get it exactly how you want it. Another great feature with this is it comes with Talk pre-installed. Now, if you don't know what Talk is, it allows you to connect a Bluetooth OBD scanner to your vehicle, and then you can get real-time diagnostics as well as fault codes right here on your dashboard, which is a really nice touch. It's got two microphones right in the front of the screen here. So actually that's just as close as if you mounted the external mic on the A-pillar. So yeah, there's no need for it. So with these two mics here, it makes it a much cleaner and simpler installation. If you've got steering wheel controls, again, you can set that up. We don't in this van because it's a really low spec van, but you can see that you've got all of these apps on this screen. And because it hasn't got a switch live, we can still turn it off using the off button to turn the stereo off at night. Another feature you get with this is Drive Chat AI, which is an AI-powered voice assistant for you to use while you're driving. It's designed to enhance safety and convenience by providing hands-free control and conversational capabilities. At £359, the ATOTO S8 is the most expensive unit in this series, but it's got a whole bunch of features that its competition doesn't have. And I'm not just talking about the AI voice assistant. No, that 10-inch QLED screen is absolutely beautiful. That floating tablet design is unlike anything else that we've tested, but also because you can adjust the angle by 10 degrees, it means you've got better visibility. The picture quality is fantastic in bright sunlight and low light. The screen in itself for me is the absolute star of the show, but it also has amazing audio quality. The DSP processor means that the audio quality is, again, absolutely fantastic. Can't fault it. So what do you think? With everything that we've seen with this, is this a stereo that you'd consider for your Volkswagen Transporter? Would you use all the features, or are you really just interested in a good looking stereo with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay? Let me know in the comments. Is this the stereo you'd fit in your van, or are you looking for something else? If you are, take a look at this video where we test something different.